with head coach Tom Collen here, breaking down this 11-point victory. Coach, very new team for you. So many freshmen. First time you get to play in this kind of environment. How did they handle it? How did the rest of your team handle it?
Well, you know, coaches, they're never satisfied, all right?
Always.
You want to win 100-0 every game. But I would say this. I'd say leading into this game, I would say we had a lot of quizzes, and we aced all the quizzes, and this was our first test. And I would say we didn't get an A+, but I would say we might have gotten an A. We might have gotten an A-, all right? And I'll say that because I think we made some mistakes, but we clearly survived. We fought them off. We made free throws when we needed to. And we made some key stops as well. So I couldn't be more pleased with them in their first test. Many more tests, to come, but pretty happy with them on this one.
Another thing you can always count on, coaches, is analogies during post-game interviews. We see that all the time, too. Tom, this is a terrific performance by your team. None, emphasize more than Kira Peak's 20 points, who started scoring from the very beginning. A very efficient 9 of 16 from the field, 2 of 3 from the free throw line. And let's face it, without her, you don't win this basketball game. How important was she?
Well, it's really important because I think a year ago, and I think Kiara would tell you this, is she gets off to a bad start or she gets in foul trouble and has to sit over there on the bench beside me for a while, she may not recover from that. And, I kept her in there with 2 fouls, and she didn't pick up the third. I got her out, set her for about 4 or 5 minutes, got that third foul early, went with her, and she did a great job. I mean, clearly hitting those jump shots, down, they gave her those shots, and those are the shots that everybody in the SEC gave her last year. And I think the fact that she can rise up and make those shots now in a crucial situation says a lot about her.
Okay, now, looking at it, this performance was not perfect, as you said. No bench points. And you've got Kelsey Brooks and Mackenzie Adams, unfortunately, in this ballgame, combining for just 5 points, and all of them went Mackenzie Adams' way. These were players that really contributed for you. So is that a fluke, or is that something maybe to worry about?
Well, this is going to happen, and I've warned these players, when we get in some of these tight games, I shorten the bench down a little bit, and it's a matter of kind of probably building a little bit of trust to know that I can put them in games that are really, really tight. I always look back at it in hindsight, and I think to myself that I could have subbed and should have subbed a little bit more and kept those players fresh. Throughout the second half, I kept talking to them during timeouts. Are you okay? Are you okay? I can give you a blow. Because I was afraid that fatigue would set in. But they did a good job. So, we didn't get the bench play simply because I didn't play it. And that's something that I've got to learn to do. I've got to learn to be, a little bit more trusting. And I think as I gain confidence in those kids, I'll roll them out there. And maybe that'll make a big difference because maybe we win by a little bit more if I let a few more kids play and we keep them fresher.
Well, a win is a win, at this point. And looking at it, a very impressive win. How much confidence does it give you going into the rest of the non-conference in the SEC, knowing that you can battle in a type of environment like this, but not only battle, come away with a W?
Well, it's not about my confidence, all right? It's like I've got confidence that we can do it. The key is, do these freshmen have confidence? Do these kids like Kiera and Jazz, who come into this season averaging 7 points a game and people picking them 12th out of 14 teams, are they building confidence in themselves? Because clearly when we start getting in shootouts in the SEC, they have to be confident or they will not win. And so I think this probably was a big boost to them to come in here, fight this crowd, big environment, played a lot of minutes. All right, played through fatigue, made free throws at the end. I can't imagine why they wouldn't be more confident right now.
Fantastic win for your team. Congratulations. Enjoy this one before we get back at it against Northwestern State on Saturday.
All right, thank you.
All right.